Check out Paddy Power's latest football offer. Bet £20 on either team to win in the Everton v Man U match this weekend and get a £5 free bet for every goal they score. Not available in shops. T&Cs apply. 18 plus. Gambleaware.co.uk.
Hi there, welcome along. Bruce Millington, Dan Childs, Mark Langdon, and from Paddy Power, Ed Quigley are looking ahead to 2 live Sunday Premier League games. 1:30 Bournemouth versus Liverpool. This should be good, Dan, shouldn't it? Who do you fancy?
I think Bournemouth might get a result here. I love the way they play. They're really bold and brave against the big teams. They've not actually got many results against the big teams yet, but I think it's coming. They did get a draw at home to Spurs earlier in the season. I've been impressed with them. Although they lost 3-1 at Arsenal, I thought they played really well. Wilson's pace caused Arsenal a lot of problems. I think he'll cause Liverpool problems at the back as well. Coutinho is such a massive player for Liverpool as well. They've got plenty of other good players, but Lallana's been injured recently, and Firmino. They might come back, but I think Bournemouth will give them a good game. Got Wilshere coming back as well, was ineligible at Arsenal, and I think odds against Bournemouth not to lose is worth taking.
Bournemouth on the double chance for Dan Childs. Who for Mark Langdon?
Yeah, no, I'm going to agree with Dan on the double chance shout. I mean, the prices are about right, I think, but just with Coutinho being out, it may just be very difficult for Liverpool to open them up because they just haven't got another player that can do that, really. Because if you put Firmino in that position, you're then asking somebody else to play up front. I mean, Sturridge, it seems out of favour.
Origi deserve a bit of a chance.
Yeah, I mean he does, but I mean I still think he's below he's below that standard that Liverpool are aiming to be in terms of being champions. And so that could be an issue. And in midfield, if Lallana's not fully fit, I think we've seen they don't function quite as well. And teams are starting to work Liverpool out in as much as, Southampton kept the clean sheet, Sunderland kept it clean for a long while at Anfield as well. And, Liverpool are going to have to come up with ways of winning now when teams show them ultimate respect. And I think Bournemouth are becoming slightly more respectful to some of these bigger teams. I spoke to somebody who went to the Stoke game the other week and said, they've changed, a bit filthy in the tackle, time wasting, so that they're learning.
Let me ask you this, Mark, about Liverpool. Do you think there's half a chance? Because they play at this absurdly high tempo, don't they? Both in and out of possession. Do you think they actually they're almost running out of petrol a little bit?
No, I wouldn't say that yet. I mean, it may become a problem, particularly the period we're about to have, over Christmas. I can understand why Klopp's slightly anxious about that. I don't think that's
a new test for him, that, isn't it? Managing over a Christmas period.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, last season, Liverpool, he was just feeling his way with Liverpool, really. This time they are going for the title. What I would say is, though, their defence is improving by the fact that teams are so scared of playing them because, teams don't want to leave themselves vulnerable to that brilliant counter-attack they've got. So I can see this being a low-scoring game, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if this was under 2.5. So, I'd lay Liverpool and maybe the unders.
OK, Ed, how are you betting on this and who do you think will win?
Yeah, Bournemouth at 4-1, the draw is 3-1, and Liverpool at 4-6. Yeah, I actually disagree with both the lads there. I fancy Liverpool here. I mean, Bournemouth have scored in all their home games except against Spurs, and Spurs have the joint tightest defence along with Chelsea in the Premier League so far. Liverpool, as we know, score a truckload of goals and concede a few as well while they're at it. So yeah, I'm going to go with a tip that's been flying around this podcast the last few weeks. I'm going to go with Liverpool and both teams to score at 2-1. Firmino might be worth the bet as well at 9-2 for first goal scorer, I think, with Sturridge possibly missing and Coutinho definitely out.
OK, jolly good. 4 o'clock, Everton v Manchester United. Let's throw some stats into the mix here. United have been drawn at both half-time and full-time in 5 of their last 7 Premier League games. Stats amazing. And Everton are unbeaten in their last 9 at home. They weren't particularly brilliant against Southampton last week and got beat. So what does the market make of this game, Ed?
So Everton are 5-2, the draw is 14-5, and United have shortened slightly from last night. They were 6-5, they're into 23-20. Yeah, obviously they were decent last night. I think they're definitely improving. I thought they were very unlucky against the likes of Arsenal, Burnley, and West Ham last weekend as well. Ibras, that's coinciding obviously with Ibras back scoring goals, and Mkhitaryan is starting to look like the player they paid for last summer. Yeah, I really fancy United here 23-20 myself.
Straight Man United win bet, yeah?
For me, yeah.
How much are you going to have on? 80 quid? 80 euros?
Yeah, I might have 100.
100 euros?
100 euros, yeah.
Excellent. Are you a single man, Ed?
A single man, yeah, like
Well, it sounded like it's complicated Facebook status there.
It did, yeah. No, I was just
Kinda.
thinking with that because normally if you've got another half who might tune into a podcast, you tend to be a little bit more coy about how much you're having on. But you were straight in there. The only reason I wondered whether you might have a girlfriend on the go that you're trying to impress at the moment is you missed Chelsea versus Tottenham last week. You mentioned earlier. What was going on there for you to miss a big game like that?
I'm kind of seeing a girl at the minute.
Okay, well, that's
No
all
labels
over.
on it yet.
That's all over now. She realises you bet so recklessly. Anyway, Ed's going to have a decent bet on Manchester United. What are you going to do, Dan?
Yeah, I think Ed's not being reckless here at all. I think Man United are a really good bet. I think their performances have been improving for a while, even if their results haven't been always showing it. I would look back at the Arsenal game against a good side. They dominated that game. Played really well against West Ham twice, actually, even though they drew the first game, won the second 4-1. And the other side of the coin as well is that Everton, I mean, I was so disappointed with their performance at Southampton to concede that early on and to offer so little in response.
They really didn't up it, did they, when they needed to get the result?
It was, I mean, Southampton played well. You give them a lot of credit, but Everton looked just poor in all areas of the pitch. They looked really shaky at the back every time the ball went into their box, and going forward, it just seems to lack ideas and confidence as well. And they've won, I think, one game in 9 now, Everton. So I suppose that lack of confidence is understandable. And I think anything odds against here, United is a good bet.
2 very strong votes for Man United. Is it 3 yeses, Mark?
Yeah, I preferred it when they were 13-10 earlier on in the week, I have to say.
Thinly veiled, I'm on at 13.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I tend to wait as late as possible. I'd rather be on at a slightly shorter price, team news related, but and sometimes the price goes and nothing happens team news wise. I was looking at you mentioned that half-time, full-time stat there of United, but I think that's been down to luck. I mean, they have been pummeling teams early on, and it's just not been coming for them. I was looking at United on the half-time, full-time double result here. Just purely, I mean, Everton are not only against Southampton, but they've been starting games really slowly. Yeah. I mean, they conceded first against Swansea. I mean, that they were completely battered at Chelsea, put up absolutely no resistance. Koeman initially looked like he would really sort them out, but
by virtue of not being Roberto Martinez.
But I mean, as the season's gone on, you just realise how average they are really, and it looks like another wasted season really in terms of them getting anywhere near sort of where they want to be. Lukaku doesn't look interested. Maybe he will be. This is a big game, so he might.
Bit of shop window.
Yeah,
action.
he might turn up for this one, but no, I think United have played a lot better in recent weeks than results suggest.
Okay, chaps, quick question for each of you. Where will Man United finish in the final standings? Ed Quigley.
4th.
Dan Childs.
5th.
Mark Langdon.
5th.
So they're not they're resurgent, but they've lost
got
too
a
much.
lot. Yeah, they've got a long way to go, haven't they?
Okay, we've got a Monday night treat for you in just a mo.
Check out Paddy Power's latest football offer. Bet £20 on either team to win in the Everton v Man U match this weekend and get a £5 free bet for every goal they score. Not available in shops. T&Cs apply. 18 plus. Gambleaware.co.uk.
Maybe a Monday night treat is over-egging it a little bit. It is, after all, Middlesbrough versus Hull City. But it's got my best bet of the week, Middlesbrough 8-11. I think I really am impressed with what they're doing lately. I think they're looking really lively. Don't think they'll possibly go down. I like them a lot. So before the boys shoot that view down in flames, Ed Quigley, perhaps you could give us a show of betting on this one.
Yeah, so Middlesbrough 8-11, the draw is 27-10, and Hull are 4-1.
Come on, Dan.
I was with you with Middlesbrough last week, and I'm with you again. I think I've backed them already. I think they're a good bet. You look at their recent form; they've had some really tough games. They've drawn at City, drawn away to Arsenal. The only defeat in the last 5 was the 1-0 against Chelsea.
That was such a good game, wasn't it? Did you watch that?
I watched the game,
I
and
really
I thought it was
enjoyed that game.
about the right result. But they gave, Chelsea were probably the form team in the league. They gave them a good game. And I just think they're playing, better than a team that's near the bottom of the table at the moment. And Hull, on the other hand, they've got so many injuries at the moment. They lost Mbakani now to suspension, so they've only got Diamande. Adama Diamande is the only striker available now to Phelan, so they can only go one up front. Defensively, against
Dean Windass not fit, no?
Played for both clubs, didn't he? Windass?
Yeah, of course he did, yeah. We haven't done they played for both clubs this week, nor will we now. You just ruined it.
I mean, the 120 minutes they played against Newcastle, they've come through, so that's a boost for them that they've got to the semi-final. But And it shouldn't affect them because the game's on the Monday, so there's enough of a break. But they gave up 32 shots against Newcastle, so that's, again, an example that of what a poor side they are. One league win since August was the 2-1 against Southampton, when they were so lucky, really, to get that win. Southampton dominated the game. So I still think they'll finish bottom. I think Middlesbrough to beat them is a great bet.
A man who's probably had 32 shots in Newcastle's Quayside a few times in his life. Mark Langdon, what do you make of this one?
I've only been to the Quayside twice, I think. Yeah, but probably 32 is about right. I think you can look at this. Middlesbrough to win to 0. Dan's mentioned Hull's problems up front, but I mean, Middlesbrough are defensively very good. Particularly in the Championship, and they're playing almost a Championship team. There's no getting away from that fact that Hull are one of the worst 3 teams in the Premier League, probably the worst. I was also looking to play it very simple in the first goal scorer market, Negredo. I mean, you look at that Middlesbrough team, they do a lot of things well, but who else is going to score their goals for them? I mean,
Ramirez?
Ramirez does add a sparkle to them, but he's more of a creator, really, than a goal scorer. Be interesting to see if Ramirez plays behind Negredo or on the wing. Sometimes they play 3 very solid central midfielders. I assume they'll be slightly more ambitious in this game. Negredo just takes up so much of their attacking threat. So I think he's a pretty obvious first goal scorer selection.
He's confident now, isn't he, as well, after his 2 goals?
Yeah, exactly.
As well,
so, if he doesn't, my one worry with back in Middlesbrough is if he doesn't score, then who will? So I just think you can get a bit more, bit more juice for your Middlesbrough fancy by going for Negredo.
Righty-ho, good. 2 of the lads agree with me. Am I going to get a full house here, Ed Quigley?
Yeah, it's a full house, Bruce. All right, yeah. Like I've exactly the same stuff that Mark just said there. Like on my notes here, like Middlesbrough do struggle with goals. They've only scored 12. Hull are the lowest in the league with 11. So yeah, that is their only problem. They're very good defensively, I think. And I have here, Negredo at 4-1, as we just mentioned there a second ago. Like he's the only one who can kind of score. And as Dan said a second ago, his confidence is going to be sky high after last weekend, bagging a brace. And Middlesbrough to win to 0 at 7-4 was my other tip here. So yeah, it's a full house here.
Right, let's quickly, before we go, let's get a Yankee, a first scorer weekend Yankee for everyone to have. A little £1 first scorer Yankee. So we're going to have Negredo, and then each of you's got to pick another player for the first scorer Yankee this weekend. Dan, you go first.
Yeah, I'll go Sanchez in the Arsenal game. West Ham.
Okay, so Negredo for Middlesbrough, Sanchez for Arsenal. Mark?
I'll go, we'll keep it pretty simple, I suppose. Aguero for Man City.
Aguero for Man City, and to complete the Yankee, Ed?
Lacazette for Leon. He's in banging form at the minute.
Great stuff. Well done, lads. What are you looking forward to most about this weekend, Dan? From a personal point of view, what are you going to be doing that you're going to be really excited about? Christmas shopping?
No. I always leave that to the very last minute, really. So no, just Saturday's football, really, and betting and hoping to turn my luck around.
And what price are you to win this weekend?
on recent form, probably about 10-1, I should think.
The tide will turn. Mark, what have you got? A busy weekend?
I'm in the office on Saturday. Sunday is the day off and then a week's holiday. So
really?
Great.
Plans? You'll be down at Lakeside doing a bit of shopping.
Lakeside shopping on the Monday. The Wednesday, the huge Champions League game between Spurs and CSKA Moscow.
I hear tickets are going for £2 for that game.
I'm surprised it's that much, really. If anyone wants mine, I'll probably give it away. And I've also got to just make sure. I mean, for anyone squeamish listening, I've got to make sure the vasectomies work. So I've got to go back to the hospital.
And, my God, you've been gelded.
Yeah, I've been gelded. Feel better for it actually, but I just need to make sure everything's gone as the way that it should.
I thought you were walking like that because your wallet was so bulging from all those winners. On a pain scale, 0 being a slight pinch and 10 having your arm cut off, where would it stand?
I'm a massive wimp. 5, 6. It's all in the head, really. A lot of it's in the head. Well, I mean, it's not in the head actually. But it's a lot of it is mental. Once you get around the mental side of it, the pain's not as great as I imagined.
Okay. You're not selling it.
No, absolutely not. Ed, what about you? Are you courting? Are you going to try and develop this relationship? Are you going to get your head down and work and punt?
Well, it's the annual Christmas party tonight for Paddy Power, so we'll be going into. I'll be going into the weekend pretty hungover, I'd say.
Where does that take place? At Power Towers or
no, Dublin City Centre in a pretty big bar because the whole company's going this year, so it's going to be massive.
And all those Betfair people.
All the Betfair people are invited too, I think.
Will there be a fight? Betfair v Paddy Power?
I wouldn't be a massive price in that.
Excellent. And what's the budget? Is it free drink all night, or do you get a
It's
token?
free drink. It's free drink for 5 hours, I think. They're doing free drink from 7 to 12, but hopefully we can shake it up for more after,
Oh, well, good luck with that one, mate. Hope the weekend goes well. Hope your weekend goes well, and you back plenty of winners on what the lads have said. Don't forget we're on iTunes, so do go on and rate us on that. And we're back next Thursday with another football postcast.
The Football Postcast in association with Paddy Power. Their new iPhone app is easier than the verdict at a Blatter hearing, so download it now.